Welcome back to the main events of Italian diplomatic activity abroad. A plan to guarantee navigation through the Strait of Hormuz, a delicate and crucial hub for maritime trade, blocked by Tehran following the attack on Iran by the United States and Israel. The document, signed by Italy and United Kingdom, France, Germany, the Netherlands and Japan, was endorsed on March 19 as the European Council in Brussels was drawing to a close, largely focused on the economic effects of the Iranian crisis. In the plan, the six countries expressed their willingness to contribute to appropriate efforts to ensure safe passage through the strait. Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni clarified that for Italy, any action must be understood exclusively under the auspices of the United Nations. On March 16, Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani took part in Brussels in the meeting of the EU Foreign Affairs Council, largely devoted to the Iranian crisis. In his remarks, the head of the Farnesina stressed that the path of diplomatic negotiation and dialogue with the Gulf countries is increasingly essential to promote the de-escalation, and regarding the European naval military operation Spides, it must be strengthened, Tajani said, but it must remain in the Red Sea.
L'auspicio è che si possa rinforzare la presenza.
The hope is that it will be possible to strengthen the presence of military vessels in the Red Sea, that is, other countries of Italy and Greece, and Italy is to command and therefore strengthen this presence to guarantee the safety of maritime transport without, however, changing the mandate and therefore without going to Orku to carry out operations to accompany oil tankers that have to cross the narrow strait.
Devono attraversare lo stretto.
The situation in the Gulf was also the focus of a phone call that Tajani held on March 18 with the Kuwaiti Foreign Minister Sheikh Jarrah Jaber al-Hamad al-Sabah, to whom he reiterated Italy's solidarity in the face of unjustified Iranian attacks, which in the recent days has also struck the Al Salem base where Italian military personnel are present. The two also discussed the situation in Iraq, whose territory is used by the pro-Iranian militaries to launch attacks, particularly against Kuwait. Tajani also assured that the Italian embassy in Kuwait remains operational. On March 19, a humanitarian flight by Italian cooperation landed in Lebanon, organized in partnership with the UNHCR to address the serious humanitarian situation in the country and the growing number of internally displaced people. The initiative was promoted at the request of Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani in agreement with the Deputy Minister Edmondo Cirielli. On board was a cargo of approximately 30 tons of essential goods, including kitchen sets, blankets, hygiene kits, and jerry cans, destined for over 1,500 families. The aid was delivered to the local UNHCR office, which will handle distribution in close coordination with Lebanese authorities to displaced families throughout Lebanon. On March 17, Minister Tajani took part in Trieste in the conference marking the 30th anniversary of the Executive Secretariat of the Central European Initiative. The conference reviewed the contribution of the CEI to the challenges linked to the uncertainty of the European geopolitical framework, from EU enlargement to the Western Balkans to support for Ukraine. Issues of connectivity and redefinition of trade routes were at the center of the forum IMEC Indo-Mediterranean Corridor, Opportunities for Business, opened by Mr. Tajani, who underlined that the goal is to connect three of the most dynamic economic regions in the world: India, the Gulf, and Europe. This week, Undersecretary of Foreign Affairs Maria Tripodi carried out a mission in Paraguay focused on growth diplomacy with a series of institutional meetings and initiatives dedicated to strengthening the economic partnership between the two countries. Tripodi met with Foreign Minister Lezcano and Deputy Minister Verdun and Aranda to take stock of the main international crises, as well as with a view to strengthening bilateral relations. The Undersecretary also opened the first Italy-Paraguay Economic Forum dedicated to prospects for economic and trade cooperation. The Italian Cultural Institute of São Paulo and the São Paulo Photography Festival announced a special call for entries aimed at Italians residing in Brazil or in Italy who work in the field of contemporary photography. The competition will award one of the 50 finalists with an airlines ticket between Brazil and Italy and official participation in FFSP 2026 to promote cultural and professional exchange between the two countries. The initiative also offers the opportunity to take part in the free photography exhibition that will take place next May as part of the festival's program. Information is available on the website of the Italian Cultural Institute of São Paulo. And this week, the Italian Cultural Institute in Cairo has launched a procedure to collect expressions of interest for the assignment of a curator role for an initiative to be carried out as part of the IT Out of Egypt, a project aimed at promoting contemporary Italian art and connected to the Alexandria Biennale, which is resuming its activities after a 12-year hiatus. Information is available on the website iiccairo.esteri.it/it/. And that's all for now. Thanks for your attention and stay tuned.